Well, good morning. Thank you all for joining us here today. First of all, I am so excited to have so many folks here, including our furry friends behind me. And I'm talking about the dogs for the record. I realize there's other folks behind me. But I'm glad to be joined by our Animal Services team that's here. So many of our partners, member of the Animal Welfare Commission. We have Counselor Hall-Harper here with us and others. I really appreciate you being here. Um, Before I go into what we're announcing today, I do want to give a shout out to the work of our Animal Services team. Oh, my guy over here, he's like, man, I'm not so sure about these things because it's been a really busy couple of weeks. Let him down, let him run around. He'll be all right. Yeah, it's all right. There you go. Yeah, let him run around. There you go. Yeah, you can pee on the chair and all you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do. But it's been a busy couple of weeks. Our animal services team, they've taken in well over 100 dogs during the winter storm, while at the same time helping area shelters with the response. They've dealt with the first rabies case in I don't know how long, and they had to deal with a very difficult puppy mill situation. This is all just in the last couple of weeks. And just a small example of things that they work and deal with all the time. So I couldn't be prouder of their work and the work of all the organizations that they partner with on a daily basis. So Sherry Colton, Sherry, where are you? There she is. I was like, run away. Thank you and your entire team and all the partners for your hard work. As we look back on the last few weeks, they really serve as a stark reminder of our animal overpopulation crisis and the challenge our shelters and rescues face. I hear from folks all the time who are having problems with stray and aggressive animals in our neighborhood, and our animal services team has seen this, and I know others have seen it too. Before we get too far away, and I know we're going to talk a lot about aggressive animals and all that kind of stuff, but make no mistake, in addition to meeting needs around public safety of young people in the community, this is also about the fair and humane treatment of animals. And so you'll hear us talk a lot about, the dangers of stray animals, but at the end of the day, this is how we treat animals in this community. But the reality is 85% of the animals that come through our doors to the animal shelter, they are fired up behind me. They have not been, 85% have not been spayed or neutered. And this is a crisis that we believe and we know demands immediate attention. It's why we've been making changes in how we approach animal services in Tulsa. A few weeks ago, in fact, I announced that Animal Services now it's a standalone department, and it ultimately reports to our Commissioner of Public Safety, who's behind me, Laura Roberts. And the fact is, this department is going to play and does play a major role in helping us achieve our goal of making Tulsa the safest big city in the country. And this is all about a city that empowers neighborhood residents and just really strengthens the city overall. So we're really excited about that. But we recognize we can't stop there. Hey, buddy, this is hilarious. I love the fact that they're down here. Today, we're announcing some really important updates to our services and fees that I believe will really promote responsible pet ownership through spaying and neutering our pets. The first part of those updates are new fines for unaltered animals. Currently, the fine for failing to spay or neuter a pet is $75. That will now increase to $250. We are also increasing the fine for animal abandonment. This fine will increase from $75 to $300. These updates are critical as we seek to improve community health outcomes, safety in neighborhoods, and as I said before, the compassionate treatment of animals in our community. Now, I am very aware that fees alone won't stop the problem. I don't think just by increasing fees means that everything gets better. And the last thing that we want to do is to create an additional hardship for folks who may be well-meaning but just have not had the opportunity to do what we know to be the responsible thing. That's why I am proud to announce, with my partner standing here, a new spay and neuter voucher program in partnerships with local organizations such as the Tulsa Humane Society, who's behind me, the Tulsa SPCA, and the Oklahoma Alliance for Animals. This program will allow those who receive citations for failure to spay or neuter their animals to receive vouchers for discounted spay and neuter services at several locations, at the locations I mentioned. This voucher will bring the cost of that service down to $30. And so if you receive a citation for an unaltered pet, you can bring us your certificate to Animal Services, that voucher, and the increased fines will be forgiven. So it'll take you down back to what they were prior to today. This is a fundamental shift in how we approach this public safety aspect of animals in Tulsa, and I couldn't be more thankful for the foresight of our Animal Services team and the incredible partners we have here in the room. Now, there's much more to come on this front, and I know Sherry is going to speak to that in a little bit, as will Commissioner Roberts. But before they speak, I'm going to turn this over to a great partner here at City Hall, someone I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and that is Councilor Vanessa Hall-Harper.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you for these efforts to strengthen the city's animal welfare response. We've been working on this for quite some time in the city, and I'm so proud to be able to stand here and say we are making significant progress. This crucial issue impacts our communities and presents a critical public safety concern. I consistently hear from my constituents about their concerns with loose dogs. Attacks from at-large dogs that have caused serious bodily injury, people living in fear of walking in their own neighborhoods, children carrying big sticks to fend off aggressive dogs on the way to school, children not attending school because they are afraid of at-large dogs. Tulsans afraid to use public transportation after encountering dangerous dogs at bus stops. Residents not receiving their mail if carriers encounter dangerous dogs. Tulsans avoiding biking and walking on our trails, again, due to aggressive dogs. People dumping dogs in our North Tulsa community. These resident concerns are exactly why I highlighted these issues at our most recent Mayor Council retreat. My district and all of Tulsa need a systematic and sustained approach to dealing with this issue. We cannot continue to respond on a case-by-case basis to these calls. We need to give our animal welfare officers the resources to effectively create safe communities. I hope this is the first step of many to a comprehensive solution. I want to be clear, we are not trying to punish those attempting to do the right thing, but lack the resources for doing so. Cost is often cited as a reason for not spading or neutering pets. These vouchers will help those who need it most to comply with the law. I encourage those needing help of rehoming or finding homes for dogs to contact the Tulsa Animal Services. I told y'all, this dog, I told y'all it was going to happen. He just dropped a load. But, yeah, probably not the first time. So at any rate, again, I just want to thank everyone, not only the mayor's office, but the councilors who have been working on this issue for years, as well as all of our the teams and partners here who care about animals in our community. So thank you so much. Now I'm going to bring up our Commissioner of Public Safety, Laura Roberts.
Doesn't always go as we expected when you're dealing with animals, but they're fun. Good morning, everyone. As Commissioner of Public Safety, the mayor has tasked me with overseeing everything that touches public safety, and animals are no exception to that. Spaying and neutering, it's not just an animal issue, it's an issue that directly affects our citizens and our neighborhoods. I know Sherry can echo this when she gets up here to speak, but spaying and neutering animals helps mitigate behavior issues such as aggression and roaming that can cause these unsafe neighborhoods and public safety issues to our citizens. A few weeks ago, the mayor established the Animal Services Department under the public safety umbrella, and this was done with very intentional purpose. By putting Tulsa Animal Services under the public safety umbrella, we can better collaborate with law enforcement and other public safety partners to ensure swift resolution to animal-related incidents. It may go without saying, but managing the consequences of unaltered pets can put a strain on our city resources, including animal control and public safety response. Spaying and neutering is the most effective way to control unwanted animals in shelters, prevent unnecessary euthanasia, and provide more opportunities for adoptable pets to find good, loving homes. As the mayor said, it's a compassionate care about animals. He also mentioned that 85% of the animals that are currently coming into our Tulsa shelter are unaltered. This number we want to see go down in the shelter. We hope that these fines and fees, along with public education, like this press conference that we're having today, will help us be successful in reducing that number in our shelters. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Counselor. And thank you, Sherry, and all of your animal service officers and partners for focusing on this issue. Thank you for all of you that are here today, Oklahoma Animal Alliance, Humane Society, the Tulsa SPCA. Everybody plays an important role into this. So now I'd like to invite Sherry up here to say more specifically about her Animal Services Department.
Thank you, Commissioner Roberts. Spaying and neutering is more than just checking a box. It has benefits to medical issues. It keeps animals out of your local shelter that could have the risk of spreading disease in our facility, and it's just a responsible thing to do as a pet owner. I do appreciate all of you being here. I know how difficult this has been to pull together, but we did it as a team, and I want to say I appreciate you so much. Without these people behind me, our partners, and all the local partners around the community, it would be so much more difficult for us to do our job on a daily basis. So I can tell you this, our team did not get into this because we thought it would be fun to do fines. They got into this because they legitimately care about Tulsa's pets and their people. But fines have a legitimate source for enforcement in our community, and we have to be the ones to enforce those penalties. I want to send a message here that, first of all, we're very serious about spaying and neutering. This population problem has gone on too long, and this is just the start of us trying to do something that's going to make a difference. Secondly, if you receive a citation and you receive one of these vouchers, you have the ability to do something great for our community. For $30, you can go to a reputable organization that we have mentioned multiple times, and you can get these services done and feel secure about it. That you've done the right thing, you've taken your animal to a reputable place, and your animal's going to be taken care of and given back to you. I also want to be clear that these vouchers aren't just for anyone, only if you receive a citation, but if you need help, please reach out to Tulsa Animal Services or any of our partners behind me, because they do have resources. There are also clinics that go on year-round that are low cost, no cost for spay-neuter services, and we try to announce those as we know the dates and times. And there will be some this year that we will be announcing, and that will also be with some of our dedicated partners. I can't say enough good things about the people behind me. Once again, I appreciate you all being here. And as our Tulsa community, for Tulsa Animal Services, I want to thank personally the adopters, the fosters, all of our volunteers that have helped, because we would be in much worse situation if it hadn't been for those people. So a round of applause for all of those people. If you have further questions for Tulsa Animal Services, please reach out to us, 918-596-8010. Stop by and see us, tour our facility. Our kennel's open at 2, but we're open at 8:30, so we're here to help, and hopefully we can make a difference together. Thank you. Turn it back over to the mayor.
So before we take questions, I do want to reiterate just a couple things Sherry said. If you were watching this press conference or as you all are covering it, we still have plenty of animals at Animal Services that are awaiting adoption. So don't be shy about that. And the other thing I just want to tell everybody here and everybody watching, if you come over here and use the restroom on the floor in the conference room, we will not laugh and clap for you. So that is reserved only for our four-legged friends. So I don't want anybody getting any ideas. Don't test the plumbing here in the conference room. With that, anybody here that you heard speak will be available to take any questions you all have.
Any questions? Yes, Aaron.
I have a question. So with the voucher program, if they receive a citation and they can get the citation reduced by giving them the citation and getting a voucher, how can we ensure they're going to use the voucher?
Microphone.
We're going to have a checks and balance system with our partners so we can share that information to see who's gotten a citation and then see if they've actually gone to the facility or made an appointment. We have spoken to the prosecutor's office. If that is indeed done and they get their animal altered, then the DA is the one that would obviously, they have the discretion to waive that charge, dismiss the charge.
Will unhoused people who have pets who likely can't pay any kind of fine or citation or whatnot be subject to the citations and the increased citations as well?
So we already work with a lot of unhoused individuals and attempt to help them. We've been down into some encampments and actually taken dogs, spayed, neutered, vaccinated, given a rabies shot, and then returned those dogs to those rightful owners. So that happens more than you think at our facility, and we're always open to help, especially when we know that someone's got a dog that needs that service, because the last thing we need is more dogs coming into our facility.
And I would also say, this is not a situation where, in that scenario, folks who need that support and help, we'll find a way to help them just like it's been done all the time. I mean, this is not intended to be a gotcha deal, but there needs to be a real consequence for not treating animals in a humane way and a consequence for abandoning those animals. And so that's what this is really about. It's not about sticking it to people who are unhoused. It really is about making sure that our fee structure shows that we are serious and incentivize people to do the right thing, right? So this is, if I were looking at this on the other side, I would say, hey, yes, we're increasing the fines, but we're creating an incredible incentive to do the right thing. And that's what it is. So folks who are trying to do the right thing, if it's an unhoused person who needs that support, we certainly would do everything we can to help them, understanding that finances would be a barrier. So, and I think that work already happens to this today.
I was going to ask, what is the existing problem? I mean, define the extent of the problem. And how do you expect the actions you're taking today, what impact do you think that's going to have in the next year, 3 years, 5 years?
No, I mean, right now I think you heard Commissioner Roberts and I talk about, we can just judge by what we see coming through the shelter as an example. 85% of the animals that come in have not been spayed or neutered. So, like, number one, that number should go significantly down. Number two, as we think about the number of animals that are being abandoned across this community, we should also see a reduction there, right? So what we know is we have a problem of an overpopulation of animals that's impacting public safety, impacting public health, which is also impacting the lives of these animals. All those things that are concerning stats should all be significantly reduced, and that's why we're taking this action, right? So my guess is, additionally to the 85% that come into the shelter, we also ought to see fewer animals coming into the shelter, right, as part of this. And so we'll obviously track it. But we know is what we have going on today is not working. We got a problem that's getting worse, and so this is creating that environment to where we can begin to turn those numbers around.
Any other media questions?
Sure.
Last question here.
Okay, just for clarification, there are going to be people out there who might have 3 or 4 or 5 dogs that are unaltered, and so if they get a citation and they take those vouchers in, are all 5 of those dogs covered for one $30 fee, or will it be a fee per dog? Just to help people understand
Well, I mean, I think the goal, if somebody's going to bring in their dogs after that, to get the spay and neuter part is what we're trying to get done, right? We're not trying to make a bunch of money. So the goal would be is that we could get that taken care of. And so my guess is they would be able to get all those dogs done for $30 a piece. Yeah, absolutely.
Any other media questions?
Cool. All right. See you guys later.